Hello again. This is my second video I'm making about my personal understanding and my experiences with the Urantia book, of which I would like to share with you. I find this interesting and informative. Understand that I'm not tied to the foundation or any other group. My own personal views and thoughts. They may be right and they may be wrong, but I have to work with the mind that I got and my particular unique personality, which we all have a very unique personality given from God, and the way I happen to see things and understand things. So I'm going to tackle a difficult one on this second video. Um, Let me say that I'm not here to offend anybody. I'm not here to make anybody angry. I am not here to tension, but I do have to teach the truth that I believe the Urantia book says. What I'm going to talk about is a very difficult subject, and some people may not like it. I, I, I'm going to talk about some of our erroneous concepts that the Urantia book corrects. As I've talked before, this is an evolutionary world, and it starts out way back when man first evolves. And as man evolves on his own, and at certain, be they biological, physical, or spiritual points in the evolution of this planet, we become ready for revelation from God. And God has a plan to take this planet from to time far in the future, which will be called times of light and life, when we will be a very, very advanced society. In between, we've gotten kind of off track, had some calamities in our world. So the very first calamity was the very first revelation. Our planetary prince. Our planetary prince was here 500,000 years ago. And he came here first, and he built a center. And his thing as planetary prince was to start taking us along God's planned path to teach us. He would have been basically been our government, and he would have brought us along on a more perfect path, slowly but surely. Everything in the evolutionary process is slow but sure. Once the seed is planted, it takes time for the harvest. Be that mercy, be that love, be that growth, be that sin. Between the planting of the seed and the harvest, there's always growth, time lag to be applied or for whatever else needs to happen during that. So our planetary prince had been here for 500, he was here for about 300,000 years. He was making progress. And then came the time of the Lucifer rebellion. Lucifer was the system sovereign, our system of Satania, which contains 1,000 inhabited planets. We're an incomplete system. We have about 619 planets at this time, with about 200 getting close to stages for life implantation. So, of the planets that are there right now, 37 of these planets, including us, decided to side with Lucifer in the rebellion. So that threw our planet into quite a bit of confusion and put us on quite a wrong track. So all the teaching that we would have normally received, and all the help and guidance we would have normally received, um, gone, gone. And our quarantine, but we're not on our own. We do have a spiritual government, but we don't have liaison members we can interact with between the government. We just have the spiritual government who's working for our benefits, but of course, only in a spiritual manner, not in a material manner. Can Nigel come in? In material things, huh? We're still on our own. We're still doing the best we can with our evolutionary ideas and concepts. He's eating it now. And the revelations we do get or have gotten, we haven't always adhered to. Sometimes we've modified them to fit more comfortably our ways of thinking. We get our dogmas and our traditions and our beliefs, and we're more comfortable that they're written in rock. They're the traditions of our ancestors handed down, and we don't easily take to being corrected when these concepts are erroneous. So we don't take to that at all. We kind of fight it. The second revelation was Adam and Eve. Unfortunately, another disaster. Normally, at this time, we would have a planetary prince and a growing civilization for 500,000 years, and then would come Adam and Eve. And what they come here for is to, logically, when we have reached the apex of our biological um, evolutionary progress, then it's time for them to come down and add this to us to as they build up a strong race of children, what they're supposed to do, and that race will start to blend with our race. And also, since the planetary prince should have been removing, slowly but surely, eradicating all the um, abnormal, the antisocial, the belligerent strain. And they should have been um, kind of like breeding the better strains, the better stock people to build slowly a better and better race to gradually weed out what is what is normal and to build the strong character. So unfortunately, they defaulted on their mission. They did what they did that they shouldn't have done. Adam and Eve are not supposed to mate personally with humans. It's supposed to be their children, and that's not supposed to be until they've built up a good amount. Well, after about 120 years, um, a little bit anxious, and they ended up mating with humans. So at that time, they were demoted to human status themselves, and they lived their lives. So instead of being here all this time and on into the future as another government and civilization source and, and all that, now we don't have that. That's gone too. And once again, we're mostly um, getting along on our own ideas, our own beliefs, our own thoughts, traditions, dogmas. So 2,000 years ago, along comes Jesus, the next. He did not fail. He did not fail. Not rebel. No. He lived his whole life doing the Father's will. And at the end of his life that he had to fulfill, he spent another 6 years on this planet trying to upstep our spirituality and beliefs and trying to correct um, erroneous concepts that we had built up. And as you see, he didn't fail, but that didn't go over too well. His new teaching, his better teaching, his example of what God is truly like. He said, if you've seen me, you've seen God. So he was a direct representation of the Father. And he showed the Father, and he brought this change to show a loving Father, a Father of love, a Father of mercy. A Father that loves his created children, a Father that knows his created children, knows them so personally, knows them so personally, loves them so much, he actually sends a piece of himself, his own spirit, to abide within us, to live our lives with us, to guide us, and eventually to become one with us. So Jesus was the Son of Man and the Son of God. We will eventually become something. So when I present um, teachings about the erroneous, before you get too upset or offended, just try and remember one thing. This evolutionary world is slowly evolving. Truth is ever relative and ever expanding. So when our old ideas, when revelators or whoever come to this planet to help us and teach us change these erroneous ideas, um, maybe we need to listen a little bit. Look at the Jewish people. They did not like Jesus' new teaching. They did not like the fact of people being able to have this personal relationship with the Father. They didn't like the idea that they weren't the chosen race as they thought they were. They didn't like the fact that God was the Father of all. The fatherhood of God makes the brotherhood of man. I can't say that enough. I try and say that in every video. The fatherhood of God constitutes the brotherhood of man. So, um, hmm. So when he came with all these new teachings that, and the Jewish people thought they were losing their authority, that he was blaspheming and and just doing terrible things. And it wasn't enough that they were offended and thought they had to just discredit him. They ended up killing. They found him so offensive. The creator, the very creator of our planet and our local universe, they found him so offensive that they killed him. How's that? That's why we're known as the planet of the cross. Okay, my time is running out, so I'm going to stop here and try and continue on in my next video. Thank you very much for listening. I love you all as my brothers and sisters, and I look forward to hopefully making many videos.